Hello friends, welcome to my finance class. In my previous video, I discussed some of the important functions used in Excel that helps in our financial modeling. Now continuing with the same, now I'll take some other important functions in this video. So first I'll start with count and count A functions. First I'll show you how to use count function and then I'll move to count A function. So the count function only counts the number of cells that contain numerical values in a range, and it will completely ignore blank cells and any cells within the range that don't contain any numerical values. Like in this B7, suppose I don't have any value, it completely ignores this cell. So the count function is used only if you specifically want to count the numbers only, because it ignores the text. It only considers the numerical values. Suppose in this example I am planning to hold a conference and I am in the preliminary stages of planning the guest list. Now I need to know the number of guests to be invited in order to figure out the maximum capacity for the venue. Now I also need to know the number of invitation to send. So I'm not sure how many people are in a particular company to be invited. So I don't know in this Rana company how many people are there that will come in the conference. So I put the question mark here. The number of guests that can be easily calculated using the sum function. Now I have used sum function here and I have calculated all the number of guests in this range of cells. So there are 24 numbers. Now if I update the numbers in the future, the sum will automatically change without a problem. Suppose if I update it here, so sum will also change accordingly. Now I can use the count function to calculate the number of invitations with the formula equal count. I'll select the range from B3 to B30. So I have 10 invitations to send, but it will entirely ignore the cell containing the question mark and led me to only order 10 invitations instead of 11. So the count A function would be a much better solution to this problem. I have used this same way as I used in my above example. Now I have to find out the ignored cell value. So for this, count A is often used instead of count, because the count A function will count all cells containing data. So in this example, I use the formula count A from here to here. I have got 11 invitations. Although it is blank with a question mark, I know that I have to send 11 invitations. Now you have to remember here that the count A function ignores blank cells. So if you were to remove the question mark from cell here and leave it blank, the answer would be incorrect again. So better solution would be to count the number of names in column by putting question mark. Count A function only ignores empty cells, but if it holds any other value, for example question mark, then it will definitely consider the cells in its calculation. Now let me show you the full year projection using count functions. For example, you have only 10 months of data and you want to do a full year projection for your monthly budget meeting. Now you can calculate how many months worth of data you have by using the formula the sum of all this data including these blank cells. Now I want to find out the elapsed months. How many months are elapsed here? So I'll write the formula. Suppose I'll go with count first from here to here. I have got 10 months count and it ignores these 2 months. So the count a function would work just as well in this case. But you particularly want to count only numbers, so you should stick with the count function this time. Now try adding a number in for November and notice that the elapsed months changes. Now suppose I add 2340406. Now you see the number has changed and even the elapsed months number change. This way count helps you. But if I go with the 12-month forecast, I want to calculate the average monthly amount of inventory for the months that have already elapsed. Now you can do this by using the formula count from here to here. But I want to find out the 12-month forecast. So in this cell, I'll write the formula total divided by elapsed months. Then you can convert this number to an annual amount by multiplying by 12. So the entire formula will look like B67, that is your total, divided by B68, that is your elapsed months, into 12. This is my 12-month forecast. Now I'll show you with the help of a model that how we use this count function in our financial model. In this example, basically count function is used to calculate head count in a budget. Here is the head count that I will calculate. Now here you see we have different positions of people and their salaries, but some are blank. Now here acknowledge hardware assumptions, that what are the various items and cost per head and item cost. So first I'll type the head count here by writing the formula count from here to here to count the number of staff in the budget. So my result is 9. Again, the count a function would have worked in this situation, but I specifically wanted to add up only the number of staff for which I have a budget. Suppose I want to calculate the item cost here. So in cell F3, I'll enter the formula, that is E3 into head count B17. I have got 13,500. Now if I copy this formula as it will show wrong answer. So what I'll do, when I'll write B17, I just type F4 to lock this cell. Now I'll copy this formula and paste it down. So I have got the answers. Like you see, it is locked. E5 into locked cell. Now I'll show you my count a function. Now suppose I type question mark here. I'll type question mark here. I'll type question mark here. There is no change. But if I'll write count a function, it considers 3 more blank cells and gives head count 12. And accordingly, the cost changes. So this way our count and count a function works. Now I'll move to another function, that is round, round up and round down. Round function rounds to the nearest specified value, whether it's up or down, whereas round up function rounds up to the nearest specified value, whereas round down function rounds down to the nearest specified value. Suppose I have this number. Now I'll show you how this round, round up and round down function works. Now you see here this comma button. If I'll just click here and click on this comma, I'll see the number format. Now select the blank cell in A2, enter the formula round A1, comma 1. So you see now it is round up this 58 to 60. Again select cell A3, put the equal round A1, comma 0. Now see the result. So it ignores this value and round up to 7 here. Now again I'll show you in cell A4. Now if I'll write round A1, comma minus 1. Now you see the difference. This 67 has round up to 70. Then again in cell A5, round A1, comma, minus 3. Now see the result. So all these three are round off and this 4 has converted to 5. Now in cell A6, round A1, comma, minus 6. Enter. Now you see the result. These are the various roundup functions. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Thank you.